Shasu, Shasu, Shasu. That is great joy, sweetest joy in the Shasu experience. Welcome to Numerality, where sound meets symbols and consciousness finds clarity. Our mission is to empower individuals on their spiritual journeys through personalized insights derived from numerology, astrology, tarot, alternative holistic practices, and spiritual modalities. Our vision is to create a nurturing community where individuals can explore their spiritual paths, embrace their true selves, and connect with like-minded seekers. Today, I will provide elemental energies that are connected to your numerality, and they are the element of fire, which would be the things you're most conscious of that helps you define your sense of self, and that'll also be the universal day. I'm going to go over the lesson of the month, which is water. I'm going to go over the purpose, which is ether. Your gem, that's the gift for this year. And I'm also going to go over how you're being projected out into the world and what is your foundation for what supports you today. So the purpose of the year, the ether, is it's a 9-year, and so that would mean that it's connected to the Hermit card in the Rider-Waite Tarot, and that has to do with change, endings, charity, inspiration, seeking solitude, contemplation, lighting the way for others, wisdom, responsibility, humanity, inner wisdom, faith, completion, endings, long journeys, inspiration, and fulfillment. So you're looking to end things and start new things come the next year. So today we are coming off of the Cancer full moon, which was the first full moon of the year, which happened yesterday. And that had to do with passion, courage, and conflict. It's encouraging higher self-awareness, creative expression, compassion, and it is asking you to harness this Mars martial energy constructively to initiate change or fight for a worthy cause. It asks you to observe where you find yourself pulled to act in aggression, irritation, and or conflict. Where also in your life are you not able to express those or your emotions in general fully. Also, how is your internal and your external home life in relation to how you feel? So how do you feel about your external home life, and how do you feel about your internal home life? Just how you talk to yourself, how you make relations within yourself to get to point A to point B. Now, this week is a 3-week, and the 3 has to do with imagination, expansion, self-expression, self-improvement, creation, creativity, joy, happiness, communication, entertainment, charisma, being popular, optimism, and it can also represent scattered energies. Now, the Empress in the Rider-Waite Tarot has to do with travel, entertainment, self-expression, pregnancy, creativity, nurturing in the home, happiness, internal and external abundance, happiness, sensuality, growth. These energies are connected to the planet Jupiter, which Jupiter wants to expand and mature to experience. It is considered the Lord of faith, law, optimism, expansion, and discovery. Venus wants to relate, unite, connect with love, attraction, harmony, and happiness. So yesterday was a 23/5 day, and that had to do with the King of Wands. That had to do with protection, contracts, travel, being a natural leader, being ambitious, charismatic, making others feel good, new and exciting projects, and being tech savvy, and also being an entrepreneur. This energy is categorized by the first decan of Aries, which moves assertively and urgently. Mars is to initiate, to activate, to move. This is the master of courage, strength, and mobilization. Okay? So that was the energy for yesterday. Now let me get my notes. Okay. So the energy for today, which is the fire, has to do with the Queen of Wands. Now we come from knowing what it is that we want to do and using that energy to make things happen. The Queen of Wands has to do with being popular, fun, independent, kind, warm, passionate, busy, active, goal-oriented, ambitious. It has to do with gains, love, family matters, attractiveness, being easily liked. This energy is connected to the second decan of Aries, which has to do with which has the sun signature, and it has to do with integrating, to express, and to project. Aries is to assertively or urgently go for something, and Mars is to initiate, to activate, to move, and it is the master of courage and strength. So this energy is pretty much helping you to sustain and nurture the actions that you started yesterday with the King of Wands. Okay. Now, the gift that'll help you with sustaining this energy for the year will be the 25-7 card, and that has to do with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands energy is the energy of spring. That's Aries, Taurus, Gemini. And it has to do with change of residence, trials, health, success after difficulty, determination and drive, self-confidence, charming, lovable, impulsiveness, travel, and a fast life. So these qualities will help you in being successful in this day. Just be mindful that whatever you are going towards, you have to nurture it, and you have to have self-confidence and be charming as you go towards these things, so you're not ruffling any types of feathers, right? So, as far as what you're projecting out into the world, what the air is, how people perceive your actions, it is the 13-4, and that has to do with the Death card. It has to do with change, release, transformation, endings, new beginnings, completing chapters of your life, regeneration after transition, seeing the truth in the situation, and creating a new life. So because you started off with the King of Wands, how you're projecting yourself today with the Queen of Wands is more or less like you are problem solving. You are using your charm and your wit to problem solve skills, to problem solve, and you're using those skills so swiftly, so quickly, that it seems as if you're just moving through time, getting stuff done, and people are just looking around you like, whoa, big boss energy. Okay, they come in, if there's a problem, they come in and find the solution, and then they move on to the next thing. So you can see that as sort of a regeneration after a transition, and even creating a new life or creating a new space, a new way of doing things. Now, the Death card is connected to the Scorpio card, which has to do with moving with intensity and moving secretively, and also Pluto, which wants to eliminate, transform, and regenerate. So that goes hand in hand with kind of getting through, solving issues and moving on to the next problem. And also Mars wants to be active and move, and it's the master of courage. So this number 4, like, it wants to stabilize, it wants to organize, and it wants to be of service. It's also patient and devoted, and it uses practicality to push its way forward. Now, the what will support you today would be the Chariot card, and that has to do with the number 7. The Chariot card has to do with reflection, rest, whether that rest is something you made yourself do or the universe made you do. It has to do with health, vacations, victory, success, being in control. 7 is a water number, so it has to do with being in control of your emotions. Traveling, getting your way, using your willpower, being assertive. The opposite of this could mean lack of direction, delay, or self-doubt. So the moon, this energy is connected to the moon, and the moon wants to respond. It wants to make a reply through the emotions. It wants to react, to undergo a change through the emotions, and it wants to regulate, to control or adjust through rhythmic function. The energy of the Cancer wants to sensitively with an emotional response to outside influences, and protectively acting with the defense against attack. So it acts in a sensitive manner with the emotional response to outside influences, and this energy has an affinity to containers, home, nourishment, commerce, domestication, and will assume feelings that reflect the sense of moodiness. Now, so the 24/6. So what I want to go over is what energy is actually compatible with the number 6. So the energy that's compatible with number 6 would be the number 2, which has to do with patience, companionship, harmony, and teamwork, and the number 3, which has to do with imagination, expansion, self-improvement, and creation. The 6 has to do with duty, domestic activity, family life, and responsibility. The signs that are supportive of the 6 energy would be Taurus, Cancer, and the sign of Libra. Okay. Now I want to go over some of the astrology for a little bit to kind of give us some insight on how the astrology will move us. So we have the sun that is opposite Mars. Opposition shows the capacity for awareness and objectivity. It's the conscious facing of relationships with illumination or frustration. So the sun opposite Mars lets me know that we want to project the conscious, how we are consciously projecting ourselves. We are able to look at how we are projecting ourselves in the world, and seeing on the flip side of that the illumination of the frustration when it comes to how we want to act versus what Mars wants to do. Mars wants to initiate, Mars wants to move, but we want to express something. So there is how you express yourself and how you move we can see where we can kind of balance that out, or we can see where we are versus where the frustration is, and kind of mitigate it from that point of view. Next, we have the sun is trine Uranus. A trine shows your creative self-expression. It brings ease and comfort so that it can be observed. So the sun, again, wants to express itself creatively, and it's going to be easier for it to creatively express itself with Uranus, because Uranus wants to create original ways of doing things, or change things internally without destroying. So that could mean changing some idea or some self-concept you have within yourself and how you express yourself, and using the energy of Uranus to move in a original point of view to kind of bring you a new space of action. And this is where the trine will come into play, because it'll come with ease and comfort so that you can observe what actions you took that'll bring that ease and comfort. It may be out of your comfort zone, but you may be comfortable. You may find yourself being comfortable as you're doing it. let's see, the sun is sextile Neptune. The sextile has to do with the opportunity for productivity and success. It is a aspect that has to be activated for it to work, for you to see the extent of an opportunity. So the sun wants to integrate and to express itself, its mental attitudes, and act in a way that will help them to transcend their ideas or see the opportunity in transcending their ideas. Because Neptune wants to see where the limitations are in those ideas, and it wants to pick that out and then transcend it into something else. So with this energy, you can see how your mental, how you think and how you process things can be in alignment with opportunities that will help you to expand your imagination. Let's see, we have the sun is conjuncting Pluto. And conjunction shows a spontaneous activity and sets things into motion. So Pluto wants to eliminate, transform, and regenerate. The sun wants to express and project itself. So together, projecting yourself in a way that transform your old ways of doing things is what Pluto is here to do. It's also here to show you where the limitation is, and you may kind of feel constricted or confined in trying to act. So you can also see the similarities there as well. Mercury is sextiling Venus, so Mercury wants to communicate, it wants to concentrate, and it wants to transmit information. And seeing the harmony in how we communicate to one another is relating in a Venus type fashion to connect with love, attraction, and harmony and happiness. So we can see how we can feel in real time how our communication is helping us to pass along information, and how it is that we can use it as far as Venus is concerned to be relatable and to unite instead of breaking apart when we are connecting with people. So that's a good transit for that. Venus is squaring Jupiter at 1 degree, and Venus wants to relate, unite, and connect with love, attraction, and harmony. And a square is where you learn the stumbling blocks on how to expand what it is, how it is we want to expand, how we relate, or how we unite with one another. Jupiter wants to expand, to mature our experiences, and it will create a space for us to have to use problem-solving skills in environments where we may feel that it's difficult for us to expand in what it is that we love and how it is that we relate. But the square will kind of help us to get out of our comfort zone and out of our minds and into thinking outside the box as far as growth and optimism and expansion goes. So it's a great energy for discovery, for self-discovery. So Venus is conjuncting Saturn. Again, conjunct shows spontaneous activity and sets things into motion. So how we relate and connect with love and attraction and harmony, we are connecting with the planet Saturn, who wants to limit, control, and have discipline and restriction and boundaries. So this lets me know that how we connect with one another, how we unite, is going to move us into doing things in a more practical manner, putting things like setting things up. And let's just say that you wanted to connect with people on the World Wide Web, and you wanted a way to get the information out to them. A way that you could do it through Saturn is to set up a show. You'll have the name of the show, you'll have the mission, you'll have the episodes, you'll have story time, you'll have things like that. So Saturn wants you to set up things to kind of give you structure to how you want to express yourself as far as love, attraction, harmony, and relations go. Let's see, we have Mars sextile Uranus, and the sextile shows opportunity for productivity and success. So Mars wants to initiate this opportunity for mental attitudes to be activated and to be successful in that by sextiling with Uranus that is here to help us to create original ways in doing things, and doing it without destroying one thing. So doing it without throwing the baby out with the bathwater, like keeping some stuff, but also knowing what we have to let go of. So it's sitting. So Mars is able to move or to initiate actions that will create originality or original endeavors around our ideas and our plans and things that we want to accomplish. So we have Mars is trining Neptune at 1 degree. So a trine is shows your creative expression, and it brings ease and comfort. So Mars wants to activate. It wants to move. It wants to initiate some sort of insight or ideas that may have seemed abstract once before. The Mars and how we initiate things is asking us to go about things in a different manner, and asking us to trust ourselves when we are looking for ways to creatively move in a space where we once felt restricted, especially when it comes to Neptune, because Neptune has to do with your imagination and your perspective of a thing. So it's asking you to clear out the significant thing of whatever it is that is abstract. The one thing that is true of that abstract context, take that out and then use what you have to create a new space so you can think or imagine how you want to act in that new awareness or in that new environment. Let's see. Mars is also opposite Pluto. The opposite shows the capacity for awareness and objectivity. It shows us our conscious facing reality of our relationships, and it illuminates the frustrating parts of our relationship. So Mars, how we activate, how we move, and how we move in our courageous, driven energies. We are seeing on the flip side of that, Pluto, that wants to eliminate, transform, and regenerate. We may see that how we normally go towards things may not be beneficial, because it's asking us to see where we can harmonize these different energies. So Pluto wants to eliminate, but Mars wants to not eliminate, but it wants to initiate something. So we're eliminating some sort of action that we used to do that we can now see that may not work in this situation, right? So that's what Mars opposite Pluto is, and you may be able to see another way of acting, another way of being that'll help you to get the results that you want. Jupiter is squaring Saturn. So Jupiter wants to expand. A square is where we have stumbling blocks, or we are learning through adjustment of conflicting energies. So Jupiter wants to expand, mature, to experience faith. And it is squaring Saturn, and Saturn creates limits and discipline and restriction and boundaries and limitation. So wherever it is that we want to expand, Jupiter is going to force us to create a plan around it, and it's going to force us to be in a space to imagine new things and to actively act out those new things, and to work with the limitation as far as like okay, for this podcast, I wanted to expand how it is that I talked about astrology, numerology, and tarot, and I wanted to give you guys this information. I've never done a podcast by myself. And so I had to figure out like how I wanted the show to go. I had to write out the show notes. I had to write out the information that I wanted y'all to know. I had to write out, basically put boundaries and put restriction and put structure on the ideas that I had. And now that I did all of that, I'm putting it out into the world, and that's what Saturn wanted me to do. It wanted me to put it in a cohesive, put it in step by step, a cohesive practice, so that I can continue to get better at what it is that I want to expand and mature in. So it's definitely created some learning curves, but I'm glad I was able to do it and continue doing so to get better. All right, and last but not least, we got the Neptune is sextiling Pluto. So Neptune wants to refine, it wants to detect, ferret out the significance of the abstract, and it wants to transcend. The sextile wants to show opportunity for productivity and success. You must activate it for it to work. So Pluto here wants to transform, eliminate, and regenerate, and Neptune wants to refine some ideas that may have seemed too abstract before. So we can see the opportunity in where that abstract idea, where we can find the common ground in that abstract idea, and we can see where the opportunity is with Pluto. We can see where the opportunity is with Pluto to eliminate, transform, and regenerate those ideas. So we have to be actively working our imagination, even doing the thing or seeing us do the thing in our imaginations for it to be activated, so we can see the opportunity and how we can be productive in this regeneration or this transforming of energies. And that is Neptune sextile Pluto. So I thank you for being with me for this first show of Numerality. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to message me. If you would like a numerology reading, you can hit me up, and I'll be sure to get in contact with you. So until next time, until the next experience, be well and be in joy. Peace.